Peace be with you. My name is Grace Hahn. I am the pastor here at Trinity Church. And on behalf of our faith communities here in our neighborhood, we want to extend a special message of thanksgiving and gratitude this season. As many of you know, for many years, our different houses of worship have been gathering together on the week of Thanksgiving to come together in gratitude. Because as people of faith, we know that's part of what it means to be driven by our faith, is to give gratitude. And it's been one of the wonderful neighborhood traditions that we have been able to participate in. This year, because of COVID restrictions, we are not able to gather together in person for a worship service. But we thought it would be meaningful for us and the other faith leaders to come together and to just share a message of hope, a message of gratitude, a message of giving together today. One of the things I've been thinking about in the last 8 months, or one of the things I've been really grateful for, is our neighborhood. In the last 8 months, our lives and our worlds have been turned upside down. A lot of our plans have changed. In a lot of ways, our worlds have gotten much smaller. We're not traveling. We're not leaving town in the ways that we used to, which is a big reality in our neighborhood. And what that's meant for our family is that we have been exploring our neighborhood in ways that we didn't do before. We spent a lot of time watching the new firehouse get built down the street. We spent time at the bird sanctuary at Monticello Park. We've been buying bread from Great Harvest Bread. And most of all, we have been blessed to get to know some of our neighbors right here in our neighborhood, people that we may have passed before, but maybe just didn't take the time to say hello to. And so one of the things I'm really grateful for this year, even though our world looks so different than it is that we live in this neighborhood and that we have the community of being in this neighborhood together today. So from our family, from our church, we want to say thank you to our neighborhood, to our neighbors, for a place of solace, for a place of gratitude in this season.
Hello, my name is Larry Hayward. I'm the pastor of Westminster Presbyterian Church in this neighborhood, and it's great to be with you all through this medium. My wife Maggie and I walk on most days of the week during this time of working at home. We live in this neighborhood, so we often pass Pastor Grace out here with her kids, and we frequently pass by Agudas Achim if we're walking to CVS or Safeway or Fairlington Pizza. We were recently coming back one evening at dusk, and we saw Rabbi Rain inside the synagogue, lights ablaze, dressed in his liturgical attire, standing behind the pulpit and praying. A camera on a tripod was in front of him, but it appeared that no one else was in the building. We assumed that he, like so many clergy around the country, was either broadcasting his prayers live to the congregation or pre-taping them for a later broadcast that week. It was a heartwarming, poignant sight, and we stopped and just took it in for a minute before resuming our walk home, pizza in hand. One thing we share among these four congregations that we serve and the faith traditions that we represent is that we are all a people of the book. Old Testament, Torah, Hebrew Scriptures, New Testament, Episcopal Book of Common Prayer. When the chips are down, as they have been ever since this coronavirus caused us all to shut down, we share a book with a common set of words and ideas that unite us and that united our forebears in this country as they shared them and spoke them around camp meetings and then in synagogues and cathedrals for over 400 years. What we share, in one sense, is just words. They're words that we all have, but they're words that are powerful. None of the four of us live up to the words we preach, pray, or teach. Neither do any of the beloved members of our congregations. We all fall short of embodying the words that we so beautifully say and that so beautifully articulate what we all aspire to be. the words of our traditions, like the words of our nation's founders, will never go away, will never be silenced, even when spoken by a lone clergy person in front of a camera on a tripod. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, all people are created equal, with malice toward none and charity for all. I am thankful this year that those who have gone before us spoke and wrote these words, words that we awaken to every day. And I'm thankful that these words call from us who we are to be, what we are to do, how we are to act as individuals, as religious communities, and indeed as a nation. May they continue to go forth from mouth to ear, from internet to eye, from cloud to heart and soul. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hello, friends. This is Robin Rizzino, and I am the rector of St. Clement Episcopal Church here in Alexandria, your neighbors. We are so sorry we can't gather with everyone this year in community as we have in years past. This is a strange year. This is a hard year for all of us. And times like this, we need the community that our churches and our congregations offer, and we don't have that this year. We don't have it in the same way that we've had it in the past. And this Thanksgiving is going to be an especially poignant time when the realities of the pandemic hit home for many of us. We're not going to be able to travel to see family and friends. We're not going to be able to have large gatherings. And there's a grief involved in all of this. And so today I want to especially give a message for those of us who this Thanksgiving are going to be celebrating it alone. For those who are in apartments and houses that feel especially empty this year. We firmly believe that God is with us and God is always with us. And we are tied together to our communities of faith, but that doesn't negate the fact that it feels lonely. It feels lonely. So this is a prayer for those who are going to have a Thanksgiving meal and will be eating it alone. Dear God, you created us for companionship. Oh God, for the sharing of burdens, for the joining of celebrations, for the breaking of bread and fellowship. And so it is not unnatural that we should taste a particular sorrow when eating a meal alone. Sit with me and linger at the solitary table, O Lord. Sit with me as my father and my mother. Sit with me as my brother and my sister. Sit with me as my shepherd. Sit with me as my friend. In the absence of human companions, may I know more fully your presence. In this silence where there is no conversation, may I more clearly hear your voice. Use my own momentary loneliness to work in me a more effectual sympathy for others who are often alone and who long for the companionship of their God and of God's people. Let me afterward be more intentional in the practice of hospitality. Let me sometimes be the reason the loneliness of another is relieved. Meet me now in my own loneliness, O Lord. Meet me in this meal. I receive it as your provision for my life in this hour. Amen. May you all have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Every year on Thanksgiving, my family, and I suppose many of yours, has a tradition of going around the table and sharing what we're thankful for. The focus is always on gratitude. This year, I want to suggest that we shift the emphasis from thanks to giving. We all have the incredible gift of giving. You have the gift of giving. Give a big gift this year to someone by calling them, by checking in on them. Give the gift to yourself of caring for yourself, along with those that you're called calling and checking in on. Give the gift this year to fellow Alexandrians, especially those in need. No matter what it is that you're doing this year on Thanksgiving, give and give and give, because you have it within you. Love and care are renewable resources, and you have more than you think. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel once famously taught that we are created in the image of God, a fraction of God's infinite power at our disposal. A fraction of infinity is a lot, and you have that within you, just waiting to be shared. So my prayer this Thanksgiving is that we all get to the place where we can look each other in the eyes and share everything we've got, embracing each other with all the longing we feel right now. And please God, when we come together again in restaurants, in grocery stores, and in our sacred houses of worship, may we celebrate the people who showed up to take care of us, and may we be among those who've taken care of each other. Happy Thanksgiving. From our family to yours,
Happy Thanksgiving.